32:15. Third fish caught. About 12 hours into the session.
On bottom feeder, flavored corn and carp cocaine.
Yep. My PB fell to bottom feeder baits again.
Hey Carp Anglers, James Sanders here and
Tommy Pearson. How you guys doing today?
great. How you guys doing? How's your day?
Pretty good, man.
Good.
Pretty good. No first rains our way.
Yeah.
It's a day for our fishing,
Good.
everything.
Well, today's guest we're going to have on our show is Steve from Missouri. And that sounds last name.
Yeah, we'll let him announce it. That way we get a better understanding of what we need to say.
Yeah.
Because I can't pronounce it either.
Well, so, how's everybody out there doing today? Give me a shout out. Shout out to your,
like this
your
page.
sponsors. Yeah, do that too. You know, give us a shout out too.
Yeah.
Go to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit the like button and the bell button so you can be automatically be notified with all of our great adventures.
All the great adventures.
All the great
Speaking of adventures, we got one coming up this weekend.
Yes, doing it. Video shoot this weekend. Can't wait.
First one, man. You know, COVID really, it knocked everybody down, man.
Yeah, COVID wasn't very nice to us last year.
I mean, it wasn't nice to a lot of people.
Yeah.
We're ready to get back in it, man. Get some new content out for you guys.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But we need your help though too. You know, go share some of our old videos. You know, it don't matter whose it is. You know, Brian Hauser, Phil Lucas.
Let's go out here.
Let's see who else we got on.
Henry, what's up? Brian,
Ricky Massey,
Joey,
DeJuan.
Henry, Mike. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
What up, Mike Burtz?
So,
yeah, man, that's the guy we're having, Steve, come up on our show, man. He's got a nice little tournament he's gonna be running. I think that is this the first he's been doing it before.
this is a second tournament. Second annual.
tournament.
Yeah, from what I heard.
Should be pretty good.
Yep. So.
I bet that first place payout can go up too, unless it's so many teams.
For you wild carp anglers, any pay lakers can do it too.
Pay Lakers too. You know what I mean?
Yep,
any carp. We're just gonna say any carp angler.
Yeah.
Because we're we're not picking sides no more. We're not trying to please the Pay Lakers. We're not trying to please the wild water guys. You know, we're just trying to.
Let's do our
we
thing.
just want to promote carp fishing, man.
Do our thing. That's right.
You know, I've been doing this a long time, like
KBO,
before. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll get it all figured out. It may take 10, 15 years. We may not be around when it happens, but you know what? We'll be remembered for
hell freezes over. When hell freezes over.
Any announcements?
No. On the bottom feeder bait side, I'm picking up a new bait shop. Ohio Lake Legend.
Lake Legend? Oh, that's the old Tommy Tommy Tao. Yeah.
Yep. He's going to. Matter of fact, I'm meeting him halfway, making a delivery tomorrow. So
That's nice. That's
hopefully
still a nice little drive, but an hour and some change for you.
It's actually 2 hours, but we found a pinpoint.
You guys should have just met at Highway.
No, actually, we're meeting like half.
That's what I'm saying. Highway's like half.
Well, I mean, it's
halfway.
Speedway gas station somewhere.
Yeah, y'all should have just got.
It's right around off the
there.
interstate, man. Yeah.
What's going on, Chris?
What's up, Chris? How you doing?
I have a question. Does bottom feeder sell pre-tied hooks?
Yes and no, but I recommend. I'm not too much going to get into that. I'm gonna just leave it up to the rest of the.
There's a guy on here that was just watching.
Yeah.
You know,
Who's the guy?
Brian Banks. He just offered them to me. So Henry, if James ain't gonna have none in stock anytime soon, you know what I mean?
Go for him.
Yeah, I'd hit up Brian Banks.
Brian Banks, the man. man.
Yeah, check out him. I've been hearing some good things about his pre-tides. Obviously, you know, a lot of people tie their own. Sometimes I do, but sometimes it's convenient when you're in a tournament and then you just got some.
I'm finding it out with bottom feeder baits. When I go with the hook baits and the hair rigs and the Palic rigs and the kind of like the artificial rubber corns and all that stuff. It's
It's hard to sell.
It is. It is. It's hard to sell, and
It's just hard to compete when you can go a bunch of other places and buy it in bulk.
Yeah, I mean, I can't compete, especially for my time, and I rather just concentrate with the pack baits, the rice bait, and
Pickups,
pankos, and the kicks and all that stuff. So those are my 4 heavy hitters, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. But you want to give Steve a call?
Yeah, let's give him a call.
Let's go get the shindig going. These guys said, man, these guys, man, they just talk too much.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Let's hear what the guest says. You know?
Talk and joke and jab.
What is the guest's turn? The guest turn. The guest.
You know, we could invite people to our live video.
Well,
Yeah, we could do a show like that. Remember how I was telling
we
you
are
about having
live
to-
video.
No, I'm saying, but we can invite people to our live video so they can get on their camera and boom, they can, you know what I mean?
No. Maybe.
No, I'm saying like when we do, I'd definitely love to do that if we do that woman thing.
No.
Like to get the women on here because they could be on, if they have a
You're
laptop.
talking about our ladies.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. You know,
matter of fact,
even if they do fish or if they don't,
Yeah.
but preferably the ones that don't.
matter of fact,
I'm sure my
I need
old
to
lady
share
have a
this.
lot to say.
I forgot. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I need to share some of these videos to people.
Yeah, and like I said, share these videos for us, man. That's all we ask.
Yeah.
We do a lot for the fisher, women and men. We don't ask for nothing, you know what I mean? You know, money wise, anything like that. You know, share our videos when we see it, like them. You know, tell a friend.
Watch us. Our numbers are going to start popping up like crazy. Let's go. Boom. Let's sit out. Boom. Boom. We got stickers. You got those little bitty stickers.
Got those stickers that man, James. So James ordered these stickers,
I did.
thinking they was gonna be. I don't know what size he thought they was, but they got him. It's another one of them.
I think it was my fault.
It was probably one of them
It was my
Amazon,
fault.
Amazon specials.
No. It's my fault. It's
I plan on doing some of those just off of my phone because my phone's linked to both accounts. So we plan on doing a lot of stuff like that this year.
Teammate here soon.
What'd you say?
Going through Paul's guy. You know what I'm talking about?
What is
Our new
Steve?
teammate.
Oh, you talking about Paul Metz?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen Brandenburg said some handsome fellas there.
Gosh. Thank you. Wow. Is that sarcasm or what? There we go. Boom. 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 Boom.
That's pretty cool, man. I'm gonna read this comment
Go for it.
for you guys that's watching. This comes from Chris over at the barber shop.
What's up, Chris?
He said, I just want to say thank you for you guys doing what you guys do. The exposure that you guys have given me have brought several customers into my store in the last couple of weeks. And that's what it's all about. You know what I mean?
Helping out anglers.
You know, he didn't, and we would have probably did it anyways, you know what I'm saying? But we had that leftover gift card, man. $100 in-store credit.
Chris is paying me off real good, well, man.
Huh?
He's paying me like $1,000 per show here.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice, right? Nah, man, that's why we do it, man.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
do it for just that reason, man, just to help out small businesses. I mean, that's just, I don't know, that's just what we're all about.
That's right.
A lot of people know.
Yeah. I'm almost done, guys. Give me Boom. 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 Oh my gosh. Break that baby out there. Boom.
Put one of those stickers on there.
Tag some people too. Boom. Boom.
Even
boom.
though it's already TFF though.
Yeah. Boom. 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 What else can we tag? There you go. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Let the game begin. Alright. Let's rock on. Sorry about that. Did you call Steve yet?
No, I'm
No.
calling him now.
Steve.
Hello.
What's going on, Steve? How you doing, brother?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Great, great.
You doing alright there, Steve? Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Everybody can hear him pretty good?
Can you guys hear him? Can you guys hear him pretty good?
Ooh, that's
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, Steve, welcome to our show. How you say your last name, man?
It's Pflugradt. Flu like you're sick and grat like G-R-A-T.
Pflugradt. Okay, I can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was doing it before the show, and yeah, we wasn't gonna we wasn't
Yeah, we
gonna
wouldn't
tarnish
even
your
try.
last name, man, and
Yeah.
even try it until we got an explanation from
But
you.
you want to know something? That's when Tommy was asking my name. That's the how I sound her out, and it sounds just like how I said it. And Tommy was like, "No, it didn't sound like that way." And I'm like, "Yeah, it did." But anyway, so okay, Steve, you're from Missouri, but you run a tournament in Kansas.
No, I run a tournament in Missouri.
Missouri.
In Missouri.
Yeah, so I'm a part of the KCCA, which is the Kansas City Carp Anglers.
Okay, gotcha.
And we're just a ragtag grassroots group of guys that share a common love of carp fishing.
Okay. All right.
I think I have that same disease.
Yeah. Now, before we get real quick, we'll kind of like back up a little bit. Before we start talking about this tournament, I want to talk about you for a second and where you from, your occupation, all that kind of stuff. What you know, how long you been carp fishing, etc. And I guess where you live in Missouri. So.
I live just north of Kansas City, about 40 minutes north of KC.
Yeah.
In St. Joseph. Carp fishing. I've been carp fishing since I was probably 11 or 12.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome.
And I mean, I was watching the podcast as you guys started out, and you guys said, well, we're not going to pick side pay lake or wild carp or this or that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll be honest, man, I cut my teeth in pay lakes.
Yeah.
There was Bob's Fishing Lake.
Yeah.
Was 15 minutes from my house.
Right.
And it was on my mom's way to work. And when I was young through the summers, it was $5, would get you a ball of bait, 2 rods, and a sandwich for lunch. And that was a cheaper babysitter than my mom could find anywhere else. So she'd drop me off at the pay lake on her way to work.
I hear that a lot too,
That's
exactly how
I
you
was the
said it
cheapest
too.
babysitter she could find, and it kept me busy all day long, I promise.
I know for a fact that myself and a few of the people that's watching here at home, you know what I mean. We was raised by like wagon. We was raised by our pay lakes too, because I was definitely raised by wagon wheel, because I was there all the time.
Mike?
But go ahead, continue.
Daniel?
So, I mean, I ran down that road and through that world for a long time.
Yeah.
As I got older, into my late teens and early 20s, I got deep into fly fishing. I worked in the fly fishing industry off and on for quite a while.
God, you probably.
I used to tie flies commercially.
Yeah.
I developed a deep love and luster for carp angling on the fly rod.
I did not
I
know
worked
this.
with Uncle Feather Merchants and Blackie's Flies to develop some things that they sell now commercially.
Do you?
I was way into it, and I loved when I got started how grassroots, and this was just a bunch of guys that were doing this and trying to put this together and make it available for people on the market. And then suddenly it decided it was going to go way commercial, and it was way too much for me, and I just couldn't take it anymore, so I kind of got out of it.
Right. That kind of stuff does get to people a lot when you do that.
Yeah.
But that was wow. You're into fly fishing with carp fishing.
What's your biggest? I mean, we'll get to some of these questions, but
Yeah.
what's your biggest carp ever caught with the fly rod?
Common on a fly, my biggest is probably high teens, 18 to 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still good.
My
Yeah,
biggest
that's
grassy
fine.
on the fly and my biggest grassy period ever was 33,
Oh wow.
and that
probably-
came out of the Missouri River.
That was a probably hell of a fight there too on a fly rod.
It was an absolute mess.
Oh. I've been looking for a guy for fly fishing to be on a show, and I didn't know you did anything with fly fishing. And this is really another awesome opportunity for me to talk to you about fly fishing, if that's okay too.
We can absolutely do that sometime.
Yeah, I might have to get you back on the show again because I definitely want to talk to you more. I might throw you some questions already, man.
Go ahead, James.
No,
I'll see you guys
No.
later.
I tell
We're
you.
gonna let James. He's gonna do this show tonight.
This whole fly.
Nah, because I'm interested in it because I've never done it. I would like to try
Fly
it sometime.
fishing is basically it's a work of art. I have to say, because you got that you go back back and forth with your fly and all that stuff. But to actually catch a carp on a fly when they're mainly bottom feeders, you know what I mean? It's
Yep.
it's very unusual to catch a carp on top water. So that's I always thought that was fly fishing was very, very fascinating. But to me,
I've caught them on bread.
Yeah, you can catch 'em on bread.
Yeah, but
When
it's
they float.
in the pay lake though, just because the water's, they're up top. You know what I mean? There's
right,
hardly any oxygen or whatnot, so they're up there feeding and stuff. So you'll catch them. That's how I used to catch them.
right. So, but what do you do for a living, Steve?
I work at a car dealership. I'm in the service department. I'm a service writer.
Yeah, car dealerships like for what Chevy or Ford, or is it just like a anything?
Unfortunately, I work for Chevy.
Yeah, I actually like Chevy.
Well, I'm a Ford guy. I work
Okay.
for Chevy now.
Yeah. I mean, I drive a Ford, but I like my Chevy. I miss my Chevy truck actually.
So do you just wild water fish now, totally, or do you pay lake at all, or?
I haven't been back to our pay lake in. It's been 25 years since I've been there, probably.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's still 15 minutes from me. I mean,
Right.
I could drive there while we're on the phone right now.
yeah. I mean,
So you're wild water, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I honestly I haven't fished anything but wild water. Mostly I do for the most part nothing but lakes.
Right.
If I break the fly rod out, I like to go to the river because I spent too many years on the river to not go there where I already know
You can't
how
really
to
get
catch
a
'em.
fly on fly fishing on
Yeah.
a pay lake.
What would you catch them? I mean, if you don't mind, you know what I mean. What would you catch them on if you was to go to your river? Like, what would you use?
My go-to on the river would be just the most basic nymph type pattern you can imagine. Make it heavy, make it big, and you can tie any color you want as long as it's black.
Okay. Is that like an opposite? I heard that before. It's an opposite color.
Yeah.
Like for darker waters, use darker bait. Yeah.
You want to make a silhouette. You're trying to catch a fish that's looking up.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
So you want a silhouette, and you're fishing in dark, dirty, stained water with maybe 6 inches of visibility. So if that fish looks up and it sees a black silhouette that looks remotely like a food item, it's going to smack it.
Now is that the same way as if they're looking down?
If they're looking down, it kind of depends. You know, a lot of times when we would sight fish for feeding carp in the shallows in some of the lakes around here, we have some oxbows close to us that we used to fish the big flats. And, you know, we would fish something really dark or something that to mimic a crayfish color, but usually something darker because, again, it's an oxbow lake. It's muddy. It's silty. It's dirty.
So
You're trying to stand out from the brown silhouette to make something see. So I fish a lot of dark olives, a lot of really dark raw orange, and a lot of black.
Yeah. Now if you was to go back to the pay lake that you used to fish would you replicate the same, you know what I mean? Like would you throw something dark or black or something like that?
Probably just because I have confidence there.
Yeah. Just trying to get a better idea, like if carp just see better colors better than others, you know what I mean?
You know,
I used to tell everybody, man, you know, the guys would always ask me, well, what do you use? Well, what do you use? The answer to that is I use what I believe in.
right.
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing this for long enough that these are the flies that I personally tie to fish with when I go fishing. And if you've got something that works for you or something that you think should work and you go out there and you stick with it, you'll catch.
Yeah.
You'll catch eventually. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly switching your tactics, switching your flies, switching your presentation, just like with bait fishing, if you're constantly changing your pack, changing your hook baits, changing your lead weights, changing your rig, eventually you're going to catch. But
Yeah.
if you go out there and fish the same thing the same way consistently and focus on the location and focus on the feeding pattern, regardless of what you're fishing, you're going to catch.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got this one of your flyers here, KCCA.
KCCA, Kansas City Carp Anglers.
There you go. And it's the Harvest Moon Classic. $400 entry fee. Teams of 1 and 2. Top 4 fish wins. And then the first place
we
winner.
run a big 4 format.
First place winner gets $1,500.
Is that
Yes, sir.
is that guaranteed or is that just dependent on so many anglers?
That's assuming we fill the tournament with 10 teams. I don't see that being a problem. I currently have 5 teams with paid deposits or entries.
Yeah.
I need 5 more.
Oh, so you're halfway there.
It's 100% full.
And so I'm thinking you'll hit your goal.
I'm
instantly,
thinking
'cause-
that you're
Yeah.
now.
You're gonna probably expand a little bit.
Yeah, because
I mean, the tournament's September 28th through October 1st, so this is basically
in the middle of the summer.
yeah. What is it? 4-day tournament?
Yeah, we're gonna have angler safety meeting Thursday morning.
Yeah.
I plan to start that around 09. We'll have sign-ups starting at 08, so you'll come in, you'll sit with the ladies for a quick second, fill out waivers, do all that stuff, and then at 9 o'clock, excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold.
Yeah.
At 9 o'clock, we'll do the quick safety brief. We'll run down through all the rules, and any questions you have at that time, we'll answer those. We'll do a peg draw, and then I will release you to your pegs. We'll get everybody in place. We'll get everybody situated, and no later than noon on Thursday, I'll blow the whistle to start pitching.
And second place
And then
winner
we
gets
will
$1,000.
We will go till at least 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. We haven't decided if we want to go till 10 or not, but we'll go till at least 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. pick up, come back. We've got a little spot. We have a little awards. Hoorah. We take pictures of everybody, take pictures of the leaderboard with the leaders, and shake hands and go about our way.
How many, go ahead, James, because you was talking about first and second.
So the
Thanks, first, second, third.
yeah, the first place is $1,500. Second place is $1,000, and then third place is $500.
Now, how many is now? Could the place that you're fishing at the lake or wherever you guys are fishing at, do you only have room for 10 spots?
I do. I really only have 10 viable swims.
Okay, that's why it's capped at 10.
Yep.
Now, how many bank space do you get?
Here, how much bank space?
Yeah, how much bank space? Yeah, how much bank space do you get? Yeah. What's the rest?
So the way I do this is I set it up. This is a 100% wild lake.
Right.
It's owned by the city of Lawson.
Okay.
It's managed by the Missouri Department of Conservation. Part of the entry fees and part of what we use those entry fees for is to pay for use of the facilities and the lake.
Okay.
They have a big Boy Scout camp that's right there on the lake, kind of centrally located. We use that Boy Scout camp as our marshals camp.
Yeah.
We set up there. Gives us an opportunity to be able to hit any spot on the lake. Even on foot, which this year we're going to have golf carts to be able to run around the lake. But even on foot, we'll be able to hit any spot on the lake in about 5 minutes from you calling in. I provide a two-way walkie-talkie to each team.
Okay.
So when you hook up a fish, you just call over the walkie-talkie. Hey, I'm at swim 8. I got a fish on. I need marshals. We'll head somebody that way with the tripod, the scale, and the sling. We get there, you've got the fish on the mat, we verify a proper hook, verify the fish is alive, we hang it, we weigh it, we release it, verify it's good when you release it, we score your fish.
Wait.
Is there,
Then it's top 4 fish, right?
Yep, top 4. You do not have to, I had a lot of people ask me this last year because apparently this is a thing. You do not have to catch 4 fish
Right.
to place or win the tournament. I only had one guy catch 4 fish last year, and that was the winner, Paul Zuka-Scott.
The Paul's guy.
let's go.
And he caught his last fish with probably less than an hour left in the day, left in fishing period. So
Okay.
he was ahead by mere ounces until he caught the last fish, and the last fish was, I think, the smallest fish of the whole tournament. I think it was just short of 9 pounds, like 8 pounds and 6 ounces or something.
Well,
Yeah, I was about to say, what's your guys' your average fish out there? Like, what was the? Do you know the total weights? Not the all 4 first, second, third last year.
Off the top of my head, I don't, but I have a picture of the leaderboard. Give me 1 second, I'll tell you.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's gonna give everybody an idea of like what the average fish is that's being caught for the top 4. You know what I mean?
So, let's see. Third place was Anik. Anik, if you're listening, I'm really still upset that we didn't get a picture of that fish. That was a gorgeous fish, and I'm still mad about it. That fish weighed 20 pounds and an ounce. He only caught 1 fish and took home 3rd place.
Okay.
Isaac Rojas, he caught 3 fish and was nipping on Paul Scott's heels for a long time. He had a 16.6, a 12.2, and a 17.10 for a total of 46.2 out of 3 fish. I had Paul Scott. His very first fish on the mat was 26 pounds and 14 ounces. That currently is standing as our lake record. He had a 9.15 after that, a 10.10 after that, and his last fish was a 12.2 for a total of 60 pounds and 3 ounces out of 4 fish.
Nice.
Beyond that, I had a team from, I can't remember who these guys were. They caught a 17 and a half. I had a couple of guys from over in Illinois caught a 17-2. Mike caught a 12-pounder, and Max and Lowell, they caught a 10-14. So I would say my average, just looking at what was caught last year during the tournament,
Right.
my average is upper teens easily, 17 to 18 pounds.
Yeah. How big is the lake?
It's about 25 acres.
Okay.
Now are fires permitted? Like, if it's a Boy Scout camp,
Campfires.
Yeah, campfires. Like, to some places.
So the way we have everything set up with the city, camping is not usually allowed lakeside. They have an RV park and a campground. Camping in RV parks or RVs are allowed in the campground.
Okay.
They allow us with this special privilege to camp at your swim lakeside for this tournament specifically. One thing they have asked is no open fires at the campsites. Now, that goes to say, if you have a Coleman stove or something to that effect, you're more than welcome to use it. That's not considered, quote unquote, an open fire. But no piling up wood and setting fire to it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sounds like it's a pretty
Uh,
good tournament.
Sounds like a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, they also let us go out there. We usually go out there about 2 to 3 weeks in advance, at least. I mean, we're out there fairly often anyway, because, I mean, I like to fish the place.
Yeah.
They maintain it magnificently. They have a 18-hole disc golf course that goes around the lake and circles the entire lake.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is in the top 5 disc golf course in the Kansas City metro area. So they're very proud of that, and they maintain the property around that lake meticulously. I mean, it is literally mowed like a golf course all the way around the
They
lake.
take good care of it then.
And then they allow us to go out about a month or two in advance, and we'll go out and actually clean up around all the swims. We take a gas weed eater, walk around, we clean up the lake bank right there at the swims. We make sure the swims are open. Several of the swims actually, 1, 2, ace, king, queen, and jack, and then 10 all have a lot of cattails right near them.
Mm-hmm.
So we go through and actually remove and open up probably a 20-foot wide swim in the cattails for the anglers to fish out of. So we keep them big and open and fishable, and easier to land a fish in if you get one there, or when you get one there.
Now, do you think in the futures that you can eventually open up to more spots on that lake, or is there just no room, or they just don't allow it? Or?
We've talked about it because there's technically 2 more spots where we should be able to get other swims in. The problem is that we fish all western-facing banks, and the reason we do that is because those western-facing banks just work out perfectly.
Right.
Because 99% of the winds you're going to get are coming out of the west and into the east to blow up against your bank, and that creates a feeding situation for where you're fishing. And the other thing is most of the eastern-facing bank is extremely shallow and very heavily weeded. There's a lot of coontail grass there at that lake, and on those eastern banks where I could easily put another half a dozen swims into that lake on that eastern bank.
Really?
The problem is if I do that, I feel like I'm shortchanging whoever I put there,
Right. I can see that.
because
You're
looking at a 100-yard cast to get out of the weeds. And then you're casting into the guy that's probably going to be right across from you trying to fish that weed edge that's only about 40 to 50 yards in front of him.
Yeah, I was about to say that's where that's where the big girls are.
Yeah.
Just like Justin was saying, man. That's where your bigger fish are gonna be.
All the debris and the debris.
Well, they're gonna be running that weed bed.
Right.
Love to
Yep.
play with
And,
it. They're playing
and
with
all
their
of the
feet.
swims that I have, I promise you, there's not one guy that could tell you last year they didn't reel in a hook that was just absolutely 10 pounds of freaking weed.
Wow.
Because all the swims are like that. But there's the bank space is shorter and it's easier to get to from those angles.
Yeah.
And those areas on the eastern bank, also there's a large public use area right there
Okay.
where there's a Missouri Department of Conservation provided fishing dock. There's a handicap accessible fishing pier,
Yeah.
and there's a public boat ramp there.
Okay.
So I don't want to put a paid angler on top of a public boat ramp
Right.
where guys are going to be dragging their boats in and out all day or and stuff like that. I don't want to put an angler right next to a public fishing dock where there could be a half a dozen kids under the age of 10 throwing bobbers and worms around and tangling in rigs. And I don't want to put a guy out at the end of the handicap pier where, he can run into, number one, the same situation you can run into right there on the dock, or run into a situation where he's taking up a public access, an accessibility access for another angler who may need it. For multiple reasons there. The biggest one being, number one, it's not fair for the angler.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The paid angler that's there, that's not fair to put them in that situation.
Do you guys draw? Like I have a draw, draw for spots?
Yep, we do. We do a completely random peg draw. Yep.
Okay. Personally, I think you should just keep it at 10 all the time.
Yeah, I like it. We've explored a few other lakes,
Yeah.
and we're currently working on exploring a few other lakes as the club.
Right.
For areas that we may move to in the future if we get to a point where we need more pegs.
Right.
But as of right now, we're really enjoying keeping this really small,
Yeah.
quote unquote, and kind of grassroots oriented. Which it's always going to be like that, I assure you. As long as I have anything to do with it, this will be very, very, very grassroots, very much just a bunch of guys that get together and fish. You just happen to be paying some extra money to win when you get done.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, it's definitely worth it, man.
Heck, probably in the future, you could probably bring the entry fee, if it once it gets strong, up to $500, or
You can raise it up to
to
even more.
$600 and make it a 3-man team. You know what I'm saying?
I would still just keep it a two-man team.
But that 3 or 2 don't matter. That's up to
Yeah, I mean, yeah, up to him.
yeah, it'd be up to him, whatever.
But that, like a $600 entry fee, that'd bring the pay up.
That'd bring the pay up
out
a lot.
some.
But but
I don't see you having a problem in the future. I mean,
No, this is
I know a lot
was
of people.
was you sold out last year?
We had 10 spots last year. We sold out to 8.
Okay.
We had a lower payout last year. I had a backer that came in and helped me pay for the use of the lake and some other stuff that we gave away last year, so that we kept payouts right where we had promised them at the beginning, even though we were a couple of anglers short.
Yeah. The man of the word.
We had, I think last year we did 1,000 to first, 750 to second, and 500 to third, or maybe it was 400 to third. I can't remember exactly, but
Right.
we had a huge. The biggest thing was last year was we'd been talking about it for 2 years. We finally put it together, and I said, I'm doing it. We're just going to make it happen. We're going to see what happens. Either nobody signs up, nobody pays entries, and we all go hang out and fish ourselves, or a bunch of guys show up and this turns into a whole giant cluster that we got to figure out in a hurry. And luckily it didn't turn into a big cluster, and we didn't have to figure out a whole lot in a hurry.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me
Except
if you
for
had
how to
couple
get a hook
messages
out of
trying to get
Paul
your
Scott's
spot filled as soon
finger.
as your phone's wet.
And that's who won. Is that who won last year? Is Paul Scott?
Paul Scott won it last year, yep.
He used to be he was my teammate one time.
Yep.
Wasn't
He's a
he?
good guy, man. I like the crap out of him. He's super good dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Wow. So you got a pretty good tournament. I mean, you got till like September 28th, and I'm 100% sure it's going to be sold by then. I think this is going to go really, really fast.
Yeah, I don't think
Lots of people. You came to our carp chili meet this year.
Yep, we came out there. Jason, one of the guys in our group, actually messaged me and said, "Hey, man, I'm going to sign us up for this. You want to go?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to go. That sounds like a good time. Let's give it a shot." He's like, "I don't know what we're going to get for coverage, but, I think this will be fun." And I was like, "You know what? I don't care if we sign up a single team there. I just think it'll be awesome to go and meet people and meet more carp guys. So let's go." And so last minute, unfortunately, Jason had some things come up, and one of the original founders of our group, Kevin, he had some things come up. He was supposed to come with us, so it ended up being just my youngest son, Aris, and myself came out, and I mean, we both had a great time at the chili meet, and met a lot of people, learned about some different stuff, a lot of things that I didn't know about. Pay Lake style fishing and some stuff like that, and saw some really cool things, and got to meet you guys. So
when you go to the carp chili meet, it is kind of overrun by Pay Lakers, which is fine, and that's great. But I would like to see more wild carpers get there, and of course more wild carp vendors too. We're trying to work on it next year.
Yeah, we got to bring the vendors that they're that's how we're gonna, it's hard to bridge that gap. I mean, we've talked about this numerous times. We're beyond that. It's all about, bringing everybody good products, that they're looking for, but that, like I said, it starts with the vendors. But we got some guys out there that's making moves, that's
right,
like carpangler.com. You know what I mean? Like Raphael's doing, he's bringing everybody everything that they could possibly want and more. So hopefully, we can get him down here next year to bring a nice chunk of some product, for the wild wire guys.
Yeah, and I tell you what, man, I walked into that place when we came in to set up the night before.
Yeah.
And I went, man, it don't look like there's going to be a whole lot of people here, but this should be the perfect sized venue.
Yeah.
And then that next morning when I walked in, I went, man, I tell you what, this gets any bigger, they're going to have to find a bigger spot.
Well, that's what we're doing.
We didn't have to, though.
No.
They came to us.
Yeah, they came to us. So next year, we do got a bigger building.
Same location, so same address and everything.
It's just like a building next door, but a lot bigger.
It's got everything, man. But they said it's better bathrooms, bigger kitchen, microphone system.
Yep.
Just an all-around bigger area. So.
Came on.
Well, good. And I tell you what, man, go ahead and put me down for a spot. I want to be there. It was fun this year. I want to come back.
Yeah. We actually the Carp Anglers group was supposed to be there too, trying to get some more members into their club, the Carp Anglers group. But Barry, a deer jumped in front of his vehicle, so he couldn't make it. Messed his vehicle up.
Yeah, they smoked a deer.
Yeah, smoked it. So, little deer jerky right there.
Yeah. He probably would have been better off going to a store and buying some instead of doing a thing like that.
So, all right. So, we're going to throw you some questions. We ask all these other carp anglers that comes onto our show. We ask them about the same questions every single time, but everybody's always got different input, Steve. Anybody you really want to give a shout out to right now?
Man, I'd be honest with you. The biggest shout out I want to give to is all the guys in the KCCA. Kevin and Lauren and Jason and Colin and all the guys and of course my kids who humor me. Kenny, Aris. If you guys are in the house listening, appreciate it. Appreciate everything everybody does. I appreciate all the volunteer work. That's another thing about this tournament. we make $0 and 0 cents off of this
Right.
tournament.
Right.
You know, none whatsoever. That's the goal, is to figure out how to have a tournament with big payouts and good money for everybody to bring the people in. And we're not keeping any of it. We're not trying to make money off of this. We're not trying to fund anything off of this. You know, we're trying to promote the sport and promote fish handling and promote, you know, European style fishing for wild carp. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for bringing me in. Thank you guys for teaching me.
There you go.
Thank you boys for hanging out with me and humoring me on all the times that I want to go out and do this stupid stuff. And let's just keep it going.
Yeah, for sure.
How many people you got in your club?
Active members, you know, highly active members, there's probably 15 to 20 of us.
Okay.
Actual guys in the Facebook group, you know, there's probably, I don't know, I think there's maybe 40 or 50, something to that effect. And I may be exaggerating that a little bit.
Right. Right.
Now, do you guys all get together and fish often?
Yeah, actually, we're having 44 members. I just looked on Facebook. 44 members. I wasn't exaggerating. We have our club tournament this weekend, actually. So awesome weather for that, because we're having the same weather that you guys are having right now: rain and warm-ish during the day and cold at night.
Yeah.
So,
It starts tomorrow afternoon.
The tournament does?
no,
You know, our club tournament's
their whole
tomorrow
club,
afternoon.
Yeah, that club tournament
Okay,
starts.
gotcha.
The tournament starts tomorrow. When it's,
Tell us. Tell us.
so it starts tomorrow, and then what?
We fish until Saturday afternoon.
Okay, overnight. Sweet.
Now is this? You guys gonna be fishing on the same lake that you're hosting the tournament on?
Nope, we're actually fishing another lake that we haven't fished in a few years, and there's some big fish that came out of there, and this is one of the possible in the future lakes for the Harvest Moon. So it's not only a club tournament, it's an exploratory mission.
Do you guys have problems with bow hunting down there?
We do, and it's only on the bigger lakes. That's the one nice part about some of the lakes in Missouri. So the lake that we have this tournament at is, I call it a protected lake, because the regulations set forth by the Missouri Department of Conservation are pole and line only for this lake.
Nice.
So they can't go out and bow fish out our big fish from this lake. So
Yeah. I think they need to do all lakes like that.
yeah, we can keep some of these smaller lakes like that, you know. And there's a lot of them around. We fished several that are pole and line fishing only. So you can't go out and bow fish them. You can't go out with the big light rigs at night and stab a bunch of the fish, and we lose them all.
That's nice, man. It'd be nice if like
Um,
all the lakes would do that.
Another question. Your tournament, what you guys give out door prizes and all that stuff? Sponsors?
Yeah, we'll have some other random prizes. Last year we had, you know, some random stuff. I had, come on, we all catch plenty of catfish when we're carp fishing. And I've caught more catfish and bigger catfish carp fishing than I ever caught catfishing.
Take that the truth.
So last year, there's some good catfish in the lake that we have the tournament at.
Right.
So last year we gave away a prize called the Get the Net prize, and it was a brand new 48-inch Dinsmore net for the biggest catfish caught during the tournament.
Nice.
So that was kind of fun. And you know, I think we had another net we gave away for something else. I think we gave it away for the dink prize, smallest carp scored.
Who won that one last year?
And then we had we give away
T-shirts.
T-shirts. Everybody that shows up to fish and pays an entry gets a T-shirt. You know, it's this KCCA Harvest Moon Classic. Because we like T-shirts. We had just some other random stuff we gave away, some rig boxes with some leads and some boilies and whatnot.
Okay, good deal.
Nice.
All right. Now you said your passion for carp fishing started when you was about 13.
Yeah.
What do you think makes a good carp angler?
Time.
Time. I like that. I can dig it.
It's a time-consuming sport. I mean, you know, I spent so many years, you know, trying to figure it out as a teenager.
Right.
And then I got over into the fly fishing side, and I said, you know, hey man, you know, there's all these guys on TV, you know, Flip Pallet with the Walker's Cay Chronicles and Lefty Cray and, you know, guys that I was, you know, Larry Dahlberg, you know, my three biggest heroes named right there. And I've been lucky enough to meet, shake hands,
Nice.
and even fish with all three of them.
Nice.
You know, I saw these guys out, you know, Larry Dahlberg catching muskie and pike on a fly rod, and then, you know, Flip Pallet and Lefty Cray fishing for, you know, God knows what in the ocean. And I'm like, hey, man, you know, these guys can do different stuff that's not trout fishing. Man, I can too.
Heck yeah.
So I started going down that road, and that was the rabbit hole that I should have never been down. It was a deep, dark one, and I made it all the way to the bottom, and then somehow found my way back out.
Hey guys out there in Facebook, if you guys got any questions that you would like to ask Steve, or just go ahead and throw some comments out, or you know what to talk. I mean, you know, just ask Steve some questions, or give out shout outs to some of your bait companies or whatever else. So let us know. And also, if you get a chance, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel on the YouTube channel, Team Fish Fighters. Hit the like button.
Always.
Yeah. And yeah. All right. I'm sorry about that, Mike. Real quick, you got a question for him, or you want? Okay. What's your biggest personal best PB on commons and mirrors, or you know your common mirror?
My PB mirror was just shy of 20, or right at 26 and a half.
Nice.
And I actually caught it out of the lake that we have the tournament at.
Okay.
And then my PB mirror, which also came out of the lake that we have the tournament at, was 23 and a half, 23.9, something to that effect.
What kind of bait do you normally use, like at your lakes there, and do you put a lot of flavor in your bait?
I typically, I mean, almost always I'm just using a mix of panko and rolled oats with some sweet feed and calf manna mix.
There you go.
You know, blend that up with a little bit of cream corn and corn syrup. Flavor, I got a sweet spot for butternut.
Well, do you like butternut?
Yeah.
Butternut's pretty good.
It works good.
It does look good.
First fish I caught a couple years ago was the 31.3 at the first qualifier. And
I like that butternut rum.
It was on a pure butternut
Butternut
Yep.
rum.
made by Lake Monster.
Lake Monster?
Yeah.
Sure, they're not working out.
Yep,
well.
I like to add a little bit of butternut flavor into my pack and mix it good, and then you know, I'll soak some boiled corn in butternut for a while, or tiger nuts, or you know, of course I use pineapple and banana a lot, or well, not a lot, but once in a while also. But yeah, I probably got 2 gallons of butternut flavor, and maybe a half each of the pineapple and banana.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hey, real quick, guys. Again, out there, I'm gonna throw a number between 1 and 20, or no, yeah, 1 and 20, and whoever could guess that number, I'll ship them up. I'll give them a Team Fish Fire sticker. How's that?
And you said between one, between you said between what number and what number?
100.
You said between 1 and 20.
No, I didn't.
All right. Okay.
Between 1 and 100.
You said between 1 and 20.
Probably did.
I heard 1 and 20.
Stop it, Steve.
I got
What's
you
wrong with
back.
you,
I heard
man?
1 and 20.
Yeah,
Jeez,
man. I'm not even gonna tell you guys what he wrote down.
No, 1 and 100.
Yeah, now it's between 1 and 100 because
I'll mail him a free sticker, the Team Fish Fire sticker. Just give me a number between 1
and
and
100.
100.
Now you know what's crazy? When you go back to editing the video, you're gonna see.
I'm sure I said it. I'm sure I did. So,
Remember, between 1 and 20.
yeah.
Between 1
100.
and 20.
Yeah.
Nah, between 1 and 100, pick a number, man. He'll ship you a couple of these little stickers.
Yeah. Give you guys a couple Team Fish Fire stickers. So.
Maybe a
Yeah.
carp cocaine or something.
Yeah, there
You
you go.
never know. It might be a little something in the bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
First person to hit, you got to hit it without going over 2. And no, you can't double guess.
Yeah, go for it. Heck yeah, I don't care. That's what I do. I'll throw a bag of carp cocaine in there. And then a couple Team Fish Fire stickers.
Let me see.
1 through 100.
What is one of your dream lakes that you would love to fish?
Ooh. Blackfoot.
We was just talking about.
Yeah, we were just
Black.
talking about that.
Yeah, we're talking about putting together a club trip to Blackfoot. We do a club trip every year.
Yeah.
Last year we went down to a lake in Arkansas, and we've talked about maybe going to Blackfoot, and I think everybody's going down to Arkansas again this year. I'm not going this year. I've got some other commitment. So.
Why are you double checking your going? Remember.
Now, when you
How many of your guys' teammates go with you on this trip?
Last year when we went down to Arkansas, I think there was 13 people.
okay,
And that's all from your team, pretty much.
that's good.
Yeah, all from the club. I mean, it
That's
was
good.
all just club people that went, and I think there was 13 of us.
Can't chum.
Yeah, you can't chum there.
And we do it upright too. I mean, we have dinner at somebody's campsite every night. It's usually me. I'm kind of the club cook. I like to cook a lot, so we did fish tacos one night. We did jambalaya one night. We've done, I don't remember what all we did. We did all kinds of food, and we had a good time. It was a lot of fun. I'm a little disappointed that I can't make it this year.
Make sure when you go, you read up on the rules because you're not allowed to chum bait there.
Yeah.
We just found this out ourselves.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
So
I didn't know that state don't allow chumming.
Yep. Yeah, we've looked at a whole bunch of that stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what So be prepared to just throw what you can put on your hook.
Yeah.
Nice little size pack ball.
I think you.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, you just basically got to look around and look for the carp around that swim. And,
I mean, but if you're fishing in the same spot, just treat it like it's a pay lake.
yeah.
What up, Carl?
Well, that's been kind of the deal. We're trying to put it together so we can run a 10-day stretch of fishing nonstop, 10 days.
Yeah,
And we figured if we can do that after 10 days we're going to have fish in a swim no matter what.
Yeah, like Justin Keaton just said, you can use PVA bags. So you can, you can pack a bunch of PVA bags or whatever, and just,
Real quick, sorry, Daniel. Between 1 and 100, if you guess the number, I'm gonna throw in a bag of carp cocaine and a couple of Team Fish Fire stickers. All right, go. I'm sorry, brother. Let me throw a question out there. Here we go. What would you say is a favorite memory or a special moment in carp fishing?
Oh,
pick them numbers. 100.
Yeah, that'd probably be any of the multiple times. I tell you what, my most special time, this was weird. We were actually out at Lawson where we have the tournament. My youngest and I, a little over a year ago, it was in July, and we were sitting there fishing, and he hooked up and just had an absolute smoking hot run. About probably 45 minutes after we got lines in the water, and fought the fish. Fish tangled up in some brush, came loose, fought the fish. Lines coming in all frayed and nicked. I'm scared because this fish is really putting the beans to him. And we get it in the net. I don't even tear the scale. Like, I just weigh it with the sling and all. And it's like 27 pounds and some odd ounces.
Wow.
Massive fish, you know. Biggest fish he's ever caught. Biggest fish he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And, you know, we take pictures of it. We're doing all that. We go back up to our tent. And we're sitting there next to the tent and talking. And my phone rings. And it's my oldest son who is calling us because it's his last call from his COVID lockdown at Marine Corps basic training before he goes to basic training. So the last time we're going to get to talk to him until he graduates basic training in San Diego.
Yeah.
And so we got to just a couple hours after we caught that fish, share that moment via phone call for the last time we're going to talk to his older brother and my oldest son for another 8 weeks. And that was a pretty awesome moment, to be honest with you. That was pretty cool.
That's a good memory.
Yeah. Lasts forever too.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you married or anything like that?
I am. My wife is actually listening right now. Megan's on there.
Oh, sorry, Tommy. He was kind of interested in
Man,
your side and all that
stop. I'm
stuff.
just wondering, you know what I'm saying? I was just wondering, you know,
Tommy
if
takes
she
long
knows.
walks on the beach and likes to watch the sunset.
Anyways, James, stop flirting with him. I was just wondering, you know, if she goes on like your fishing trips with you, and you know what I'm saying, and you know how she tolerates it, because I know
she does. She sure does. She's got her own set of rigs. She goes out with us. I'm a little butthurt because she actually I've never caught a koi.
I haven't either. Don't feel bad. I'm right there with you. James,
Right, she
James
caught
has only
probably
seen
one of
him
the
in the pet
prettiest
store.
kois
So
I ever saw last
them.
year.
I got 3 on my tank.
And it was just by happenstance, and I'm still real butthurt over that.
How big was it?
It was not very big. I think we didn't even weigh it. I had maybe 4 pounds,
Yeah.
and that's probably pushing it. But it was one of those that's real black with big bright orange spots, and oh man, that little fish was just a knockout.
And your wife caught that.
Yep.
Wow. I would be jealous too. Yeah, so. Actually, you know, that's a toss-up. You know, I think probably seen the moment on my wife's face too. I probably was like, hey, yeah. But yeah, that's something on my bucket list. I'm trying to catch a koi, a fantail koi, whatever, or a fantail.
Yeah, fantail.
Fantail carp, common.
Connecticut be your best bet.
Yeah.
But you know, they're in there. But
Yeah.
I was hoping to catch one while I was there. But
Yeah.
There you go, James. I just sent you a picture of it, James.
Oh, did? Let me see it. All right. I'm gonna dig this thing. All right. Oh wow.
well, it was a pretty fish.
Yeah.
That is.
That fish was just drop dead gorgeous.
Now, where did you guys catch it out of? Is it like a stream or like?
That's actually a little bitty city lake. It's only about 4 or 5 acres down in Kansas City.
Wow. That's a pretty koi.
Yep. Yeah, both of my boys have caught a koi. I've not caught one, but
You know, it happens.
neither one of my boys have caught a No, I take that back. Kenny caught a really nice mirror. My youngest Eris has not caught a mirror, and Megan has not caught a mirror, but she hasn't caught one. But I haven't got a koi, and I have a really, really soft spot for koi.
No, that's kind of cool. How's your sons?
My oldest is 20, and my youngest is 16.
And they still carp fishing. That's awesome. You know, that's pretty cool. You get your sons all wrapped up into it, and it's a good enjoyment with the family.
Carl Hamer said
Oh, yeah.
he'd be very unlucky to get caught chumming at Blackfoot.
Yeah.
Meaning, yeah, I'm pretty much meaning, like, if you get caught, like, how are they going to really even know? They going to go out there and swim, like, oh, what's all this in the water? Bring out the scuba gear.
Man,
What would you say that would attract carp? Like the pack bait or the flavor?
A lot of it I feel is kind of a culmination of everything. The biggest thing I think gets them into the swim is creating that feeding response. You know, I like to fish a lot of my packs with what I call multi-species particle.
right.
You know, I want to get those little, you know, bluegill and brim and sunfish and catfish in my swim. I want them to stir up that silt. I want to get that plume. Because I know from my days, I go back to a lot of the days I spent in fly fishing for carp, and I saw more reaction from carp to a silt plume than I ever saw from carp to actually key on a fly specifically. You know, if I could fish something heavy enough in shallow water where they're actually visually feeding, if I could create a silt plume, I could get a carp to move 5, 6, 10, 12 feet to chase down that silt plume. Whereas if I had a fly that just created the movement and never kicked up that silt, I wouldn't get that fish to move.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. I dig it.
So I think it's a culmination of the two. You know, I think if you can get them to respond to a scent or a flavor and get them to come into the area and then catch that visual response to a plume of silt or whatever of your pack, around your pack, I think you can bring that fish in and elicit a more active feeding response than anything.
Yeah. Carl Hamer said, or Carl Hamer.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer.
No, Hamer.
Hammer.
Stop.
Hamer.
It's not a hammer.
I didn't say hamburger.
Carl, he's going to be on our show here in the next couple of months, so he's going to be on your cap.
That's good.
He said I've been there 11 times and only seen other people there twice. Talking about
Oh, at Blackfoot?
Yeah. Because they're in the comments talking about
Blackfoot now?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Look when I started.
Justin Keaton, he's in there. You know, he's a real big wild water guy, so he knows. You know, like that's why he said as long as if you use PVA bags and it's attached to your hook, he said put 3 of them on there and send it.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? As soon as it goes out there, boom, it's gonna break down. Reel it back in.
Yeah.
Reel it back in. Put 3 more on there. Send it. I mean, really.
What's up, Paul? Denver.
Maybe let it sit for 5 minutes.
Mike, how you doing, brother? I want to say right now that nobody's hit that number yet.
Yep, you guys keep commenting
Yep.
multiple numbers. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't
First
care.
person to hit it, that's who's going to get it.
Yep. Boom.
Share this video too.
That's hard. But yeah, sure, whatever you want.
If you guys ain't friends with Steve, send Steve a friend request so you can start following him every time he starts posting his events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I see Anik is there watching, man. Hey, Anik, Good to see you, buddy. Can't wait to see you again this year. Anik's already got a paid entry for the tournament, so
Oh, nice.
we'll be seeing him again this year.
Okay.
He was my third place finisher last year with a 21 pound. He caught
Okay.
one fish that weighed 21 pounds and
Wow.
whatever it was.
What do you prefer, fish at nights or days? Days or nights, whatever.
I prefer to fish when they're biting.
Yeah, me too.
I can't really place it. I've caught really good fish in the middle of the day. I've caught really good fish in the middle of the night. I've caught really good fish all in between.
Ooh.
Oh, there it is. Congratulations, Mike Thornburg.
Mike Thornburg, you just hit the number 55 right there. If you guys can see it.
Yep.
Yep.
Remember, he said between 1 and 20, and remember, he wrote...
I said 1 in 100, man.
He wrote 55.
I 1 in 100, man. What's wrong with you, man? Always trying to embarrass me on the show.
Yeah, I don't have to do that. You do it all.
I did a good job myself, don't I? Son of a bitch.
It's all fun, man. It's all
Good.
fun.
Congratulations, Mike. Throw you a bag of carp cocaine and a couple of Team Fish Fire stickers. Congratulations, brother. All right.
You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Here, come here.
No,
come here,
no,
James.
no,
It's okay,
it's
man.
okay.
Look, that's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right, man. It's okay.
Got a question? You want to throw a question out?
Yeah, let's see. What type of pickups do you prefer on your wild water rigs?
I personally use a lot of fake corn.
Yeah,
A lot of fake corn. Prefer what?
Yep.
Like yellow or?
probably black.
Uh,
Green.
Actually, my favorite color is anything with pink in it.
Man,
So I
isn't it?
usually fish one or two or three fake corn on a hair. So I'll usually use like a white and a pink, a chartreuse and a pink, yellow and pink. But almost every single one of my rigs, if you were to reel in any of my rods at any time, one of those colors on there is pink.
Of course you do hair rigs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you like your hair? How do you like your hair rigs? Long or short? Lengthwise.
Short-ish.
Short.
A lot of times, if I do fish boilies from time to time,
Right.
I do fish tiger nut and field corn, boiled corn. And when I fish those, sometimes I like a little bit, especially with boilies, I like a little bit longer rig.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, I'm fishing pretty tight to the hook,
Right.
enough that they've got a lot of play. Or plenty of play, and they can move around in the water as the fish moves in on it, or a tail slaps near it. But yeah, they're usually pretty short, usually barely long enough that they could foul around the hook.
Now, do you like your the pickup? Do you like them laying on top of your bait, or do you like them like floating? And how far?
I usually use floating corn, or if I'm fishing boilies, I'll fish a boilie with a pop up on it, or I'll fish like field corn with a floating corn on the back.
Yeah.
To try and lift it slightly from the bottom.
Use like a split shot or anything to hold it at, from not float at a certain length over your bait.
To keep it down like
I've kind of got them down to a science where I know just exactly how to place my corn on so that I get the hook vertical and occasionally just kind of almost neutrally buoyant, but not so much that it floats up the length of the hair.
Okay, gotcha.
Have you ever fished Del Hollow?
I have not.
It's pretty close.
Yeah. How far away from Tennessee are you?
I think to Dale Hollow, I've looked at fishing there a couple of times, and I think to Dale Hollow it's right at 11 hours for me, so it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's like a vacation drive, really, man. But man, if you go down there with on a houseboat and get an island,
I think it's 12 hours for us from here to Blackfoot.
probably.
Yeah.
How close are you to Blackfoot?
16 hours.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a drive.
No. Are you 16 hours? I thought.
Blackfoot Reservoir.
I thought. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've always run before. Once a year.
We're only human.
Yeah. Don't walk on water. What's you use the rods? You got what size rods do you use? The 12 footers?
Yep, 12 footers, 3 1/4.
Do you like to cast your bait way out there, or do you like to fish close to the bank?
Depends on where I'm at. You know, some of the oxbows here, a lot of times I'm kind of just heaving as far as I can get it because it doesn't matter where you go. The lake is pretty unfeatured.
Gotcha.
So you're just hucking it out there, trying to get out into 5 feet of water at best. But in some of the other lakes, like when I'm fishing Lawson, a lot of the times I'm only casting 30 or 40 yards, and that's kind of a stretch most of the time.
Right. How about so you got, of course, open rails, spinner bait. I don't know. God. Spin it. Spin it out, James. You got the deep pits on your reels?
On your
Yep,
open face.
I fish
reels?
some older dial with big pits.
Yeah. Okay. Good day.
What is the craziest bait you've ever used to catch carp besides like on flies?
Well, I mean, it's not really crazy because I know a lot of guys that use it regularly, but at the time I thought it was crazy. There was a lake growing up we used to fish a lot, and it was sort of a pay lake, but it was a campground. It was just a private lake at a little private campground we used to fish, and it was just plumb full of carp. And I would take bags of mini marshmallows and go back in a cove and just throw a handful of mini marshmallows until I saw the fish actually coming up and starting to feed the mini marshmallows, and then I'd feed one onto a size 6 heavy wire eagle claw hook and do the best I could to heave it out there with a little spinning rod and watch him suck it off the top.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
See, I don't think I ever used marshmallows, but I did use like fake pieces.
It makes sense.
And bread though. But yeah, I mean, you have
It's like it's kind of like put a little dumbbell.
Cotton season probably be perfect.
Oh yeah, cotton season
to be used in that, 'cause
right
they,
there.
a lot of the carp they come up and eat.
That's when the mulberry starts popping out too. Around the
Yep.
the
Well,
cotton.
and it was funny how I found it because I had we'd been cooking marshmallows over the campfire. My mom and my stepdad at the time had been sitting there cooking marshmallows at the campfire, and somehow we left a bag of marshmallows out overnight, and a raccoon got into it, and I was standing there, and I just picked up the bag and threw the loose marshmallows into the water, and I was sitting there fishing with some strawberry whatever it was. At the time I had made dough bait, and I heard this over to my right, and I looked over, and well, there's carp over there sucking on those marshmallows, and I'm like, there's no way. So I took a whole marshmallow and figured out how to get a hook in it and hooked it out. Sure enough, I started catching fish that way, and so that was kind of my little gig once in a while. If the dough bait bite was slow, I'd grab some marshmallows and throw them out in the cove, and pretty soon there'd be something eating in them, and I'd start throwing marshmallows on the hook and guys come out.
Nice. That's right over here. Thanks, Justin. Okay. I'm crying over here. So you just keep crying, okay, Justin? All right. Man, okay, here we go. I just had it. Who do you look up to as a mentor for advice on carp fishing?
Honestly, it's most of the guys in the group. Kevin, Lauren, Jason, Colin. Kevin brought me into the group. I kind of found it by chance. Sent him a couple of messages. He brought me into the group. Sent me some recipes on how to make pack bait, because I had no idea I didn't know what a European rig was at the time. I started putting things together, figuring things out, trying different things. I had a real complicated pack bait recipe with soy meal and panko and cream corn and this and that and the other thing, and he's like, I just keep it simple and just use panko and some corn and a little bit of this flavoring, and that's about all I fish with. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to dumb it down. So I dumbed it way down, went super simple, started catching fish, and I mean, honestly, those guys, and they brought me in, and not only that did they teach me how to catch fish, they were really big on fish care and handling, and get a mat, even if it's a cheap yoga mat, get a mat, get a mat of some kind, get a good quality knotless net, take care of the fish, because that's our resource for years to come.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, heck, even a little tarp, it's like
something to protect their slime and their scales and everything. That sort of fence and everything.
Rocks or something.
Keep bacteria from growing and all that.
Well, I can understand grass. Grass would be okay. I feel like a little bit. That's borderline.
It's just the gravel and the sand.
Yeah, gravel and sand. And
Yeah.
I'm in a couple groups where people share pictures of fish all the time, man. They're laying on the banks, and so it makes me not even, even though. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel some type of way about it, man. I don't say nothing because I don't know. I don't want to be the. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want him in the group because he's saying something. But you know what I mean? Like, protect the fish, man. Even if it is at a pay lake. You know what I mean?
No, and I feel that 100%. And I'm the same way. I see it in groups, in some of the groups that I'm in. Where you see a fish that's covered in dirt and sand and grass, and your stomach turns just a little bit, and you go, oh God, and then you go, you know what though? I was there once.
Yeah,
I did that
I was
once.
too.
And so, who am I to tell him that what he's doing is wrong?
right.
Where it might be wrong and it may not be the way to do it, there's got to be a better way to educate. And the problem that I see is that when people try and educate, then somebody piggybacks on that and is like, yeah, that fish is dead now. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know for sure. But the biggest thing we got to do is we got to be accepting.
Yeah.
We got to keep this grassroots. We got to bring these guys in and say, hey, man, look, good fish, way to go, nice catch.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to look into a mat. There's these you can buy a really cheap NGT mat. They're like $8.
Oh, we've donated.
You can go to the Ross.
We've donated over
at least
over 100 mats. We've donated that we bought out of our Team Fish Fighter fund.
Yeah, we bought 100
mats. We could have used that money for other tournaments and stuff for the juniors and stuff like that, man. But
we had a little catchphrase to it. At least I did, I guess. It's kind of like handing out condoms for safe sex. You know what I mean? But it was basically landing mats.
I remember when we did that show, and you said that was many shows ago.
It was.
That was many shows ago.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Any more thing you want to add to about your event you got coming up?
The Kansas.
Yeah, man. If anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me on Facebook. If you see any of the guys from the KCCA commenting on the posts or liking the posts, Kevin, Lauren, Jason, Colin, or Cameron or Riley, you're out there, bud. Any of the guys that are commenting or liking any of these posts that I make, or myself, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. We'll answer your questions. If we don't have answers to your questions, we'll point you to somebody who does. I hopefully have all the answers to the questions. If I don't, I'll make it up and we'll figure it out.
We'll make it up. Yeah. Let's go with the flow. Let's go with the flow.
Yeah. So top 4 fish.
Top 4 fish.
Top 4
Top
fish.
4 big fish, big 4 format.
$400
if
entry.
if you've got 4 fish on the board, which I'm hoping adding an extra, 30 hours to the tournament this year. I'm hoping we'll see a lot more teams with 4 fish on the board. But if you catch a bigger fish, if you catch 5, and your 5th is bigger than one of them on the board, we'll replace the smallest one with the next one. So,
how many hours was the tournament last year compared to what it is this year?
last year we fished from 4 o'clock on Friday till 9 o'clock on Sunday. So 24, was it a little over 40 hours?
Okay.
No, a little over 36 hours.
36, yeah.
So in your
Yeah, I think it was right at yes, 41 hours. 41 hours of fishing last year.
and how many will it be this year?
Bare minimum, we're looking at 68 hours this year.
Yeah, I think you'll have a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
It by giving them extra hours, man. Because I've been in tournaments where shit, if I had 30 more minutes,
Man.
I'm serious. If I had 30 more minutes,
man.
to knock a couple 17s off, man, we would have been in there. You know what I mean?
That one more fish.
When me and Justin was in Connecticut, there was like 13, 14 teams that had 3 fish, and that was all pretty much in the same area, but we just needed 1 fish to shoot to the top. But you know what I mean?
Yep.
Give me that one more fish.
Yeah,
One more
that's how it
fish.
happens. Got another question?
Yeah, we could have. I mean, we could have. One up until the last, I think, hour-ish of the tournament. One fish from 5th place. One 18-pound fish from 5th place could have changed the entire leaderboard.
Oh yeah.
And then you've always got the wild card if there are multiple 20-plussers in that lake. And that 20-plusser on any one of those top 5 teams last year could have completely changed everything.
Yeah. Have now that lake? Can you guys? Is there boats on that lake?
There are boats on that lake. That boat is regulated to electric motors only. So you don't have people running around pulling skiers or jet skis or anything like that. The handful of people you will see out there are usually local bass fishermen or crappie fishermen, and they're very respectful, and they don't get into your stuff. They're good guys for the most part. I really have yet to have any issues with a boat angler out there at all.
Nice.
Now, have you ever thought about? I remember we was talking earlier. We was talking about the weed. Like how the weeds are and stuff there. Have you ever thought about getting in like a pontoon boat and going out there and anchoring down and fishing off the pontoon boat towards the bank? You know what I mean? Like fishing that weed bed.
Sounds like a lot of work, man.
What?
Well, that's kind of the beauty of the spots that we have is you can fish. You'll have weeds directly in front of you, but you can cast just to the outside. You can cast well beyond the outside of that weed bed, or you can cast just to the edge. My personal preference when I fish there is to cast out a bare lead and reel it back until I bump the weed, and then pull off about 4 feet of line, lock it in my keeper on the spool,
Right.
bring it in, put a hook, ball up my pack, and sting it out till I hit that stopper, drop it in, and fish it right there about 3 or 4 feet from the edges of that weed bed.
Nice.
Yeah, but I was talking. Remember how we was talking earlier, and you said that you could have like 4 spots on the other side, but the weed bed goes out like 100 yards before you.
Oh, you're talking about if you want to add more?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
You're talking
just
about
like
actually getting right smack in the middle of that weed.
Yeah, I'm talking about like going over to that other side where you said it's real shallow. Like it's got to start getting deeper and they run that weed bed line just because we've seen it in Del Hollow and other places we fished, like in New York and even in Connecticut.
Yep.
Like Justin
They
Keaton
do.
said, those
They
big
sure
fish-
do. There's plenty there. I mean, they run that weed bed.
Right.
I see them during the spawn heavy up in those weeds, obviously, but we see them in the fall and in the summer in those weeds too. And they're there. It's just that they'll bury down in those weeds so bad. I've lost several fish into the weeds. We've pulled some monsters out of the weeds,
Right.
fishing the edges of the weeds. I went out there and actually did a baiting campaign myself and baited up a spot that I knew was just nasty, thick, full of weeds, and then went out and fished it. And they had mowed it down enough that I could get a lead in there and get a pack ball in there without tangling up too horrible bad. But as soon as I hooked them up, man, they were just bulldozing right into the weed.
Real quick, I think you maybe answered this question. I'm not quite sure. Who did you say you got sponsors for your tournament?
I don't.
Oh, you look for sponsors, or you want people? I mean, for door prizes.
I mean, if somebody wants to come on board and help out with some random prizes for stuff or whatnot, I'll 100% support it. We do have a little web page that we started. It's just a very basic, it's a nice page. I can send you the link. And I have a list there to put sponsors on, but I have all the tournament rules and stuff on that page. And I have a list where we can put sponsors, but I don't have any.
Okay.
Like I say, everything we do for this tournament, either A, comes out of our own pocket,
Right.
Or B, comes out of entry fees.
Okay.
Yeah, like if I was you, I would reach out to some flavor companies and stuff like that, man. Even if they just donate some flavors or some, for some door prizes
One or
or
two
something
bottles.
like that, or maybe get a hold of that
For sure.
guy James Sanders from Bottom Feeder Baits or something. He may send a package over there for something. You know what I mean? You never know. You have to get a hold of that James Sanders guy.
I'll see what I can do for you, man.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting a hold of that James Sanders guy because I've seen some of his.
Who's this
I got
James
a chance
Sanders
to see
guy?
some of those premix pack baits, man, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to try a few of those.
Hey, they work really
I
good.
should
man.
throw some sample packs out. Should I?
Yeah, because I know when when Jim Domlin first brung Bottom Feeder Baits around and everything, I was lucky enough to be one of the first field testers.
Yeah,
Me and Jeremy Burdine.
Yeah.
Wild Water and Pay Lake, and it works everywhere. Just sometimes just knowing what to do with it at the right places at the right time. But it does,
for sure.
it does work. But with you being, how far away are you from us?
My drive to Indy was right at 8 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You should.
That's rough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad you came. Yeah, I had a good time with you.
Yeah, I hope. I can't
Did you
wait.
like the atmosphere there at least, or?
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. I got a chance to talk to a lot of fun people, and one of the things that I thought was really cool while I was there was a couple of young kids there that they said they were from I think they were from North Carolina, and he came over and talked to me for quite a while, and he said, I'm curious, how'd you guys get started? And I said, man, it was just a bunch of guys that got together, shared the same interests, and we wanted to fish together, so we do. And that's how we got started. We just kept going.
That's how I like
And I said, if you've got any questions, if you need any help, if you want to talk to other people that are interested in and help promote the sport of carp fishing, you're in the right spot, man.
Yep.
Because all of those people are right here, right now.
Just starts out with an idea and goes on from there.
And that, there's a lot of people from a lot of different states that was here too. Chicago, Kentucky,
Yeah.
Illinois,
Yeah,
Ohio.
Well,
There's a bunch of guys here. There's a bunch of guys from North Carolina.
yeah. Wow.
Yep.
PA.
Yep. Kentucky.
Yep.
Yeah, PA. There's several guys. I talked to several guys from PA. I talked to somebody that was from Arkansas and one other guy that was from Oklahoma. So they were both saying how close they were to me. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's nice, man. That's all we ask for. You know what I mean? Like just the support. We love all the support that we get from all the people that's watching.
If it promotes carp fishing, game on.
That's what we're all about. Carp care. That's our number one motto, really. All about protecting and letting somebody else being able to get a picture, the same picture that you took with that big smile. You know what I mean? And we've all got we've got a bunch of them.
You got any more questions?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Got any hey,
Anything else you want to add?
I got one question, and it's this. When you guys going to send some Team Fish Fighter guys over to fish this tournament?
that would fill up your whole your pegs, wouldn't it? Thanks. We've actually been talking. I have been talking to some of the teammates. I did. Matter of fact, I think Tommy was just talking to his partner.
Yeah, I was just talking to Justin Keaton, man. But I ain't really got no tournaments planned. I mean, I got a newborn, but not a newborn, but she's 6 months old. So that puts a little damper on going out of town and stuff. You know what I mean? Fishing the week-long trips like I'm used to doing. So yeah, I don't. It's just kind of hard for me right now.
Big Money Beaver says I'm in.
Yep, Mike Thornburg said he wants in.
Yep.
I'll be there like a fat kid in a dive ball if someone needs a partner.
There you go.
I would love to come fish your tournament, man.
Right now with me, my video shoots is in the 2 tournaments I'm running this year, and going to Del Hollow, and trying to make the wife happy too. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, just add another video shoot and come over and do the tournament.
Man, that is a good idea.
We can make that happen.
I like that idea actually. I do like that. We have a bunch of video shoots already booked up every month till at least October. But this might be something that we can work out for next year. If I get a couple of good teammates, heck, I'll just go ahead and not even just get into the tournament, but film it.
Come down and film it.
Come down and film it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got all the people you can film. Come on.
Heck yeah. So
Yeah, hopefully. I would really like to come fish. I would like to come fish a tournament, man, because I feel like
show that Paul Scott guy what's up.
He's gonna call you out now, James. Is he fishing that tournament?
Paul Scott, I'm sure, 100%. Hello?
Steve?
What's that?
Is Paul fishing that tournament?
I have asked him if he's going to be back in. He has said it's possible.
He used to come to my Westlake tournaments all the time.
Yeah.
But he's also into catfish too. He's into catfish tournaments too. But
Yeah.
All right, well, dang,
Steve, we appreciate you.
Great.
Giving us the opportunity to have you on our show.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah,
my camera's getting ready to die here soon too, so we got to hurry. All right, Steve, I appreciate you, man, brother. I definitely want to talk to you more.
Thank you guys, and don't hesitate to reach out. We'll do a fly episode, and I'll help you out.
Yes,
maybe I could even point you in the direction of some guys that are better than me. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I know a few.
We'll have James get with you for sure and set up a date for you to be back on the show so we can talk about the fly fishing.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate all the help with promo on the tournament here, and
anytime.
We'll be in touch real soon.
Yeah, take it easy, brother.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, fellas.
Bye. All right, our camera's getting ready to die here soon. Let's make it fast. So.
Let's make it fast.
All right, for all you.
How's your horse? How's your horse?
Oh. That's that it. There it is.
Yeah, King. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
What'd you do, James?
Nothing.
Can you guys hear? TFF, what's up? Good show once again.
Thanks, bro.
You did something. Yeah, I know, but you're our.
Was that there?
Hello?
Hello?
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, James.
All right, camera getting ready to die. So, all right, for
we still got one bar, man.
Hey.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah. Who's on our next show? Who's on the next show?
Our next person on the show was going to be Bait Pro.
Huh?
The guy you said.
No, that's you said that's in July.
No.
Yeah.
We don't know yet, but we will. We'll let you guys
Look.
know. What?
See, there he just replied. Let me get your phone number and address.
Podcast 23. I got Bait Pro. You told me 28.
Yeah, I thought you said June though. See, look.
Okay.
Oh nope, you're right. March 28th.
Thank you. Whoa. Okay.
James,
I'm on it.
he's right. James
Thank
is
you.
right.
For once. That's awesome. What's the name?
Huh?
For Bait Pro?
Carl Hamer.
Yeah, that's right. Carl Ham next year or next week's carp guest on Carp Talk. So actually, that's going to be on a Tuesday. Next week on a Tuesday. That's starting my vacation. Yeah, but it'll be next Tuesday.
So is it the 28th or not?
Yes, it is 20th.
Okay.
Yep, 20th. I'm gonna be on. I'm on
Yep.
vacation.
So we'll
the
have
next
Carl Hamer on here.
day. Yeah, there he is.
He said Carl Hamburger. But yeah, you see it?
He said it. I didn't.
That's what it says. Carl
I know,
Hamburger.
that's
Somebody else said something on that. Said that earlier on there, and I was wondering what they were saying. Yeah, so you guys will want to tune into that show, man. That's a show you guys ain't gonna want to miss.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Next week, man.
Next Tuesday.
We'll try to do some type of other giveaway.
Yeah.
You know, if one of somebody watching or flavor company wants to send us a little package for us to give away next week.
Yeah, we'll give out some flavors here and there. I'll probably just dip in my little flavor box here of the different people that gave me, flavors I bought in the past.
We'll figure something out.
Yep. So.
Yeah. So next guest, we know who that is. Always support your local bait shops.
Yep.
Let's see, Beach Grove Bait and Tackle.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry, not Beach Grove Bait and Tackle.
Adams
Adams Outdoors. Sorry, they just been in the same building forever. Adams Outdoors.
Yep.
TJ said he's going to be having another bait store soon. Barber Shop Chris. What other bait shops is around?
Indie Bait and Tackle.
Indie Bait and Tackle.
Liebert. They got a good little selection down there.
Yep.
But
Don't forget about Raphael too, over at carpangler.com.
Yes.
He's giving 10% off of
For
anything for your
first-time
first time buyer.
Yep. And
So you definitely want to.
also, but for first time buyers, you got to use the
Yep.
code is
Carp 10.
Yeah,
Carp 10.
For always use great carp care, Laney mats, and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
I think that's it, man. I'm done.
Are you done, dude?
The camera's getting ready to die, man.
Man, it's not even flashing.
It's not, you see that little white? Do you see that little white cell right
No,
there?
let's see. Do you see it?
The white cell.
see
The little
it?
thing.
Alright.
But hey, thanks for
We're
watching
outta
the show.
here, man.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next Tuesday.